Hello, viewers. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I've got time for a very, very quick look at the latest news that the White House is not cooperating with the impeachment inquiry. Ambassador Sondland was actually due to appear before the impeachment inquiry. He is the ambassador to the EU. He was prepped and ready to go. White House pulled him out at the last minute. And then we've got a story breaking in the New York Times that the White House is not going to cooperate. So we knew this was coming, but this is an impeachment inquiry. This now is a very, very, very serious constitutional crisis. The president, if he hadn't gone rogue before, has gone rogue now. Now, where is William Barr? He's nowhere to be seen. This is standoff. This is crisis time. Oh dear, oh dear. All right, let's have a look. They haven't. I don't think Sondland was. So it's all about who's in charge. This is coming directly from Donald Trump. The EU ambassador haven't been subpoenaed yet, so I'm not sure whether this extends to the material that has been subpoenaed or whether this is a strike in round one and eventually there'll be a caving. Let's have a look. Why isn't... let's go to the EU ambassador. Why doesn't Donald Trump want him to appear? He's a hotel magnate that donated to Donald Trump's campaign, and he was made EU ambassador, for God's sake. Okay. It's all about, what I'm getting, it's all about money, it's all about the business deals. This is all about Donald Trump and his friends using the office, including ambassadorial posts, to enrich, to drive business to the Trump allies. We shouldn't be surprised. You've got a businessman as your president, and we know the caliber of Donald Trump as a businessman. Okay, why didn't he want Sondland to testify? Why didn't he want Sondland to testify? Okay, balance, temperance. Okay, so this is cool your head. Okay, don't get too worried about this. We've got a rebalancing occurring, which is showing me. If you look at that, we've got almost a fire in that cup, and that is passion, that is inspiration, that is driving things forward. I don't think it's also, if you look, fire is moving to water. So I don't think that this will actually be a successful move, but we'll ask that question. The challenge here is Schiff and the Democrats bringing in this energy. It's not even a challenge. These two cards are very important. We've got a rebalancing, and the energy that's coming through is the King of Cups. Now, people ask me, why is the King of Cups coming through? The King of Cups, in the meaning of the tarot, is a benign ruler. It is a father-like figure. It is supportive, nurturing energy. It is energy that is mature, not energy that is immature. It's leadership that is mature. And it is leadership that governs for all in a firm but a supportive, loving way. So the fact that these cards came out now is no accident. I do feel this is spirit with a message to us. There is a rebalancing occurring. Don't worry. He is trying to keep what Sondland knows secret. So whatever the EU ambassador knows, he didn't want him to be cross-examined. Very insecure about the money. Okay, so I've always said, and you and I know, that at the end of the day, there will be a plethora of information coming out about enrichment, who has enriched. But this is also holding information tightly. He's made his mind up at some point. He doesn't want any more headlines. The goal, and this will continue, the High Priestess, is to keep something secret. This isn't a one-off, I don't think, unfortunately. I think this is what he's going to now do, periodically. The question is, will it work? In the near future, we've got Wounded Retreat. I'm not sure who that's for. Right now, though, we've got the whistleblowers. And what the whistleblowers know is also behind this move to keep the EU ambassador out of testimony. There is loss here because of the whistleblower. It is to do with commerce and expansion for the few. This is using the office to benefit the Trump allies. So this is, if we want to know who's got that information, who can corroborate under cross-examination, the EU ambassador will be able to tell the story of that. Trump doesn't want that story told. As a result, there's a crossroads and a decision that needs to be made. Unfortunately, it is the tower moment. It is the tower moment for Donald Trump. That's why he didn't want the EU ambassador to testify. There are links to Russia, Mother Russia, in all of this. So Sonderland also has some connection to do with Russia and Russian oligarchs, as well as American businessmen, allies of Trump's. Going on at the base of the pack, we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is loss. We've also got relationships. I do feel that this is speaking to the Republicans now, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles, taking action, reliability, patience, courage. Yeah, look, it's one thing. It's one thing to get out there and defend Trump. It's another not to cooperate wholesale with an impeachment inquiry. When you've got that transcript and stories emerging, the senators now are going to be in a bind. What are they going to do? Let's see if. Because that's who I feel that was speaking to. This is loss for the Republicans. They know it. 58% want the impeachment inquiry to go ahead. Adam Schiff and his committee and the Democrats, Pelosi, they are speaking to the majority of Americans now. Trump is in the minority. So it is also part of Trump's impeachment strategy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at whether or not this strategy will work. Will this strategy of Trump's to Stonewall, will it work? Will this strategy work? So there's going to be subpoenas, and of course Adam Schiff has the power, and others, to enforce the contempt laws, which can be fines, and I'm not sure, but it could even be detainment. All right, let's have a look. See, of course, Schiff has the law on his side. How's this all going to work out for Donald Trump? How's this obstruction going to work out for Donald Trump? Okay, the Eight of Pentacles, putting in the work. It's going to take a lot of work. He is really bunkering down. He's worried about losing the presidency. He sees this as a blow for his independence. It is his ego that's speaking here. We've got the Page of Pentacles always coming up. It's about the money news. Pardon me. What I would also say is that losing the battle in the New York court, which actually pushed back against the notion that the president can't be indicted, has really sparked this. This is, again, this gut reaction, like it was on the phone call to Ukraine. He's just going full on in now. He's being judged. He doesn't like it. Something is coming to an end. It's the whistleblower in the sky here. Okay, so the whistleblower and the EU ambassador, there's a link between the information that this next whistleblower or other whistleblowers are sharing, and I'd bet you it's to do with financial gain in some way. All right, so in the near future, he will feel like he's having a win. This could also be the Democrats having a win because of the whistleblower. Okay, because it's linking with the Page of Swords. Five of Wands, obstruction. This is the obstruction card, but is it going to turn around and bite them? The environment now is it's stalled something, and this is what it's designed to do. He's fearing the end of his presidency. And we've got the Queen of Swords. We've got Pelosi in the outcome, the Democrats in the outcome, the impeachment inquiry in the outcome, the government. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. And we've got the Eight of Swords. Now, I do feel they're going to bring forward, if they're not going to cooperate with subpoenas, I feel they're going to bring forward. Is it called inherent contempt? They're going to restrict these people in some way. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. It's showing that Pelosi will have the upper hand. That's what I'm... when I say Pelosi, the Democrats, the government, because it's not just the Democrats, it's the House. The Democrats democratically won the House, and they are a co-equal branch of government. So who's breaking the law? That's what it will come down to. The Eight of Swords. Tell me about the Eight of Swords. He's damn scared. He's damn scared about the whistleblowers, basically. No, yeah, they're going to be taking action in order to get the truth. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so they're going to act pretty strongly. Base of the pack, conclusion, downfall, Ten of Swords for Trump. We've got carrying a heavy load and also a reevaluation. I think some way, somehow, he's going to have to walk this back. And I'm just conscious of the time, but I can ask that question. And it could be that he's just boxing himself in to such an extent that the Republican senators will have to intervene in this gridlock. But let's have a look at will Trump relinquish, backpedal? Will Trump backpedal on this obstruction? Will Trump? Yeah, when those subpoenas come forward, so anything without a subpoena, he'll obstruct. When they come forward and they start to be applied, enforced, which I think is what Pelosi is going to do, Schiff and Pelosi are going to do, Trump may cave. So, all right, so let's have a look at what Pelosi and her team, Adam Schiff, Pelosi, what are they going to do? Of course, we know Schiff is a prosecutor or was a former prosecutor. He's probably the right man for the right time. What is Pelosi, Schiff, and others on those House committees in terms of this impeachment inquiry that the majority of Americans want to hold this president accountable? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? And I'm just getting the word enforce. Okay. All right. So we've got the holding on of information from Trump. We've got the Democrats again. So this king, just because he happens to be supportive and benign, is nevertheless a king. And that's going to challenge Trump. Okay? People ask me, what is the King of Cups? There's your answer. The foundation of the reading is wanting to stall things. It's all about who's in control with the King of Wands. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the sky. Now, that's interesting because I'm starting to associate the Knight of Pentacles with some of the Republican senators. Just think of the precedents, okay? So let's say the Democrats could take power in the next election. The unthinkable happens. A president starts to test the norms like Donald Trump did, because we're talking about precedent here. What's going to occur. This is also on the Republicans' minds. There's also this abundance of evidence, but also Russia as well. So this is, and I'm getting Syria. Okay, so there's a lot going on. Disappointment. right now and trying to juggle things. Okay, so this is they've already got their strategy, but they're going to make an offer. They're going to make an offer. So they'll give before they apply this contempt. They will give fair warning. But this means this will put people like the EU ambassador, trying to keep a lot of balls in the air. The self defence card is obviously there in the fear position and the hopes position. They're going to actually enforce subpoenas. I feel they have no choice with the two of swords there, and they need to do that to enforce their investigation. The Hermit card is also Trump being isolated. He doesn't have the law on his hands, or the law on his side. He doesn't have it anywhere on his body, let's face it. Let's have a look at will he capitulate? Will Trump capitulate? Will Donald Trump back down on this? Because they're going to enforce these subpoenas, basically what it comes down to. But they'll give a warning and then they'll enforce. They won't give them a long time. It'll be a very short time. It's like comply in 7 days or else. Let's see. Will Trump walk this back? I think the Republicans are going to get into his ear. The senior Republicans are going to get into his ear. Will Trump walk back this obstruction? Will Trump walk back this obstruction? Will Trump walk back this obstruction? Okay, we've got the Empress, the Abundance card here. This is also a yes, but it's also my Russia card. And we've got the belligerence, this sort of cross-armed Trump trying to prevent the entire story from emerging. He's got his back to the wall. He's going to defend himself. Why? Because of the Seven of Swords. I've just done another personal reading this morning, and the Seven of Swords is there. It is there. This energy is actually attacking. It's attacking. Okay, so in the sky we've got the Democrats here with the four of wands. This is a celebratory card as well, but it is my card for the Democrats. He is going to face some loss. This is loss and walking away. So at the ultimate end game, I've always seen him standing down. The King of Pentacles, defending himself as a businessman. It's all about the money. He wants victory. He really does. But again, this is victory over profiteering from the office of president of the president, and of course we've seen some evidence through the emoluments violations that's occurring. The fear is loss. He just doesn't want to lose. Now, the Chariot is a yes card, and it is things coming forward very, very quickly and getting out of control. He's in a state of heightened confusion. This can also indicate mental instability, and that's going to accelerate. And we've got the Strength and Endurance card here, which is telling me, because I've had that pull toward this mental confusion, that his stamina could be tested. Let's have a look. Tell me about the Strength and Endurance. The other aspect of this card, this reading as well, because I read in layers, is I feel that that he will have no choice but to comply at the end of the day. And we've got the secrets are going to emerge from that murky pond, that the impeachment inquiry, or the law, I guess, is just too strong. Tell me about the Strength card. Tell me about the Strength card. Yeah, Five of Cups. It's going to be a loss for Donald Trump. And why? Because we've got our ever faithful Queen of Wands here. This is the Queen of Wands, another important card in my deck. She can't be stopped. Her momentum is very strong. She's bringing. She has a plan. She's inspired to restore peace and stability. So I do get just a a draw to the senior Republicans in some way are going to be called upon. I didn't look at the base of the pack energies, but we've got the Sword of Justice. We've got the investigators, and in the King of Swords, remember this very strong investigative energy. This is Donald Trump trying to hold the information close, but we've got the Knight of Swords. It will come out because it's the impeachment inquiry is a constitutional process that can't be circumvented. Now, some of you have asked, and I do need to get going, but some of you have asked about a story, not in the mainstream press, that the army has been given permission to activate domestically in a case where you've got an emergency unfolding, such as a natural disaster, etc. It can actually come in and restore law and order. I don't know whether that story is legit or just, again, a lot of fear mongering, as you would expect in this sort of a time. But let's have a look. A very, very quick look. Is the army on standby? For what? It's the army on standby. 3 cards. Is the army on standby? Okay, so we've got the Queen of Pentacles, domestic security and stability, and the economy as well. We've got the Queen of Wands, restoring peace and stability. We've got the government. This isn't coming from Donald Trump. I feel this is coming from cooler heads, leaders of at the Pentagon level. We've got the Magician though coming into the frame, and we've got someone defending themselves. Okay, and the whistleblower. Okay, let's ask if so. The upshot of that is the army would be there, to restore stability. Is this connected with Trump's impeachment? Really, to put down any protesting, any of the Trump supporters who might protest. Is this connected with the volatility of the Trump presidency? That's the question. Is this connected with the volatility of the Trump president? Is this connected with the volatility of the Trump presidency? We've got the 6 of Cups, so this is the past. We've got the 6 of Wands, a victory in the past, and we've got the Chariot, things getting out of control. I think we know what that's telling us. And Trump, the magician, the manipulator. It is to do with any volatility that might occur. And we've got our whistleblower. That it's to do with any volatility that might occur with Trump. Do we see a time? One more question. Do we see a time when Trump may be removed from office by the military? That's way out there, or perhaps not. Would Trump be... no, okay. Does Nancy Pelosi know about government troops getting this permission? If it is indeed true, take it with a grain of salt till you see it in a major media outlet. Does Pelosi and the Democrats know about this latest permission for the troops to be deployed domestically? Does Pelosi know about this? Yes, the Ace of Swords. Okay. The King of Cups. Okay, right. This is as I said, as I felt, cooler heads than Trump. Okay, and a lot of work being done here. The 9 of Pentacles, self-reliance, independence, the Star, hope, and right underneath the King of Cups, and work to stop the dirty trickster. Okay, so my gut feeling is the army deployment is not to imprison Trump's enemies. It's actually to make sure that everybody follows the law, and that Pelosi would be aware of this. Is there a time when Trump would be taken out of power by the army? I shouldn't laugh because stranger things have happened. It's the military there prepared to take Trump out of power should he go rogue, completely lawless. Is the military there to intervene against Trump? Yeah, mortally wounded, retreat. The Hanged Man, this is the obstruction that we're seeing right now, and the Page of Pentacles, that information that will come forward, the whistleblowers, the truth coming out, good God. The Emperor, it's nullifying the Emperor's power here. Who is the Emperor in my tarot? That is Trump. This is trying to stop the information around his finances coming forward, because we know what they're going to show. We know what they're going to show. We know that they're going to show the connections to Russia. This is to aid the government, not the White House. It's to aid the government. This is wish fulfillment. This is a smug merchant profiteering in the presidency. And we've got the new income sources right around what he's trying to hide. Good God, he has made an absolute mess of everything. This is all about the money, and it will come forward. There is a whistleblower who's brought forward information in regard to this. It's quite serious. Pelosi knows about it. The government knows about it. My feeling could be around the IRA as well, but the American voter is why the army is there, not for Donald Trump, if indeed that's true. All right, I'm going to fly now. I just thought I'd jump on there because when this news comes out, you go, oh gosh, we're losing, and it's not a partisan thing. It's actually around everybody's safety and security now, but you're not losing. You're not losing at all. They will enforce those subpoenas, and there is a watch on Trump on the White House. Those money cards, those pentacle cards are quite clear. So law and order will be maintained. Justice will be done. Thank you for tuning in.